Alright, so in this tutorial I'm going to continue where I left off regarding the character cat dude. I call him a cat dude. Kinda looks like a cat. Not too sure. So anyway, this is where I left off. Press 3. It's nice and clean. I'm gonna delete the history. That way it won't corrupt the mesh. Then this left side, right side. Okay, so that's the other one. I'm gonna grab the left side. I'm gonna put it into a layer. I'm gonna reference it so I don't grab it. I'm gonna start off with probably cylinder. Go into its inputs, polycylinder 1. Height baseline -1. That way the pivot point is at the bottom. Subdivision axes to I don't know, 12. So this vertical line, this vertical line, right? This and this, cutting across, and I also have these specific strips, right? For a side wall, this is gonna be for the abductors, right? This side wall is gonna be for the hamstrings. This side wall is for the outer wall of the thigh, right? They call it the anatomical term is it's what you call a fascia. It's like a long strip going down. That's just the wall of the thigh. So we have all those. So that's the reasoning behind that. I'm gonna put the caps to 0. So why am I choosing 12, right? Versus, let's see if I make another cylinder. And this one, again, -1. This one I'll give it 8, only 8. Caps down to 0. I'm gonna grab these two, control 1. Alright, so why am I using this instead of this? Because if I go and delete, backspace, I press 3, right? Easy to work with. This, delete, backspace, press 3. They're nearly the same thing, shape-wise. Obviously this has more lines, right? So the reason why is that I am anticipating that the shape, this character's thigh is bulky, right? It's pretty darn bulky. If I look over here, it'll be pretty bulky. And I can use the extra lines, right? Or this and this, I can pull it back. And this is where the hamstring is gonna bulk up. And I have a midline I can pull back in if I wanted to. For the hamstrings. Right there. This is the midline, right? And I can grab this, I can pull this back too. This is a lesser sided, right? And I can push this in for the hamstrings. Right, so it looks the same, but you can see from the top down, this is maintaining its curvature more compared to here. For those who are new to this, it doesn't look like a big deal, right? But it turns out to be a big deal afterwards, once you gain more and more experience and understand how modeling works. And then also over here, this is a sidewall, and I can, if I need to, I can bulk it back up for the inner thigh. Whereas over here, this is a good example. I cannot. Right, it's only one line. This line is supposed to hold up the face for the quads. Right? So this is especially good for, I guess, thicker type of character types. And then we undo all of this. So that's the explanation. And also the fact that I'm gonna delete that. Again, this is the 112. And it lends to this particular situation because this has multiple faces that wraps around. This having 12, you know, it's not exactly the right count, right? But it's better than just having, you know, 8. So I can use some consolidating faces and you know, having it stitched back into this. So if you have a simpler character that's skinnier, then you probably don't need as much faces. Yeah. Alright. So I'm gonna name it right thigh. You know what, I'm gonna grab this, make a display layer for it. I'm gonna name this right torso. I'm gonna lock it. I'm gonna name this left torso. Good. So from here, press R for scale. I'm going to scale from the center cube like that. Here's our midline drawing, very nice. And then where's the kneecaps? See, this is why I need more detail. I'm gonna assume the kneecap's gonna be around here, and the calf probably gonna be around, staying around here maybe. Like that. Maybe give them longer, squatter thighs, make it kind of cute. And then the knees gonna be around. Yay. The knees probably gonna take about this much real estate, maybe. And squat little calves, maybe a little bit longer, something like that. Anyway, I'm gonna bring this like that. Maybe I'm gonna scale it, something like that, roughly. I mean, this drawing is super rough, so going over. Right. So then its midline is coming right around here. I think what I'll do, vertex mode, grab these, and okay, I'm gonna use constraint scale. This is constraint scale. So here I'm coordinating here, and I'm coordinating here. I'm gonna pull on this card. Right, so with constraint scale, this will stay the top, but the bottom will scale inward. So I get this, bam, there you go. All this again will stay. In this view, before, after. So I don't know. I don't want to do this either, right? I don't want to do that. I want this uniform scale. So maybe I'm gonna balance out between here and here. Something like that. So slightly, only slightly, but just enough to read it. Alright, so that's good use of the constraint scale. A rough block out. Alright, again, this is the one with the, what, 12 faces? Alright, 12. Alright, okay. I'm gonna do a incremental save. Blocking out the thighs. Alright, so I had to pause the video for a bit, right? Because just to test out the after. Yeah, fix that up. Anyway, so here's the before, right? Here's the after, well, in progress after. So as you can see, the thigh's been, you know, more or less merged nicely into the rest of the body, right? So as you can see here, cute little chubby guy. And like I mentioned about the importance of your lines, right, and the proportional facing, the faces, right? So now I can shape and basically sculpt it, you could say. So it's very clean and easy to adapt. This part obviously needs some work, but yeah. So the next video I'm gonna, because it's already been almost 15 minutes, next video I'm gonna go over the actual process, right? Whereas before, this is the beginning setup. Like I said, I had to pause the video to merge it, right? And as you can see, it is coming along very, very nicely. And like I mentioned before, right, if your goal is to have a demo reel quality mesh, right, from the get-go, you want to learn how to do this, where the faces are clean, and they're flowing, and the proportions of the faces are nicely, evenly distributed. So when you do a turntable, right, that the audience can see that everything is clean and nice. Alright, so that's going to be the next video, where I'm going to merge everything. Alright, bye.